Hey guys, welcome back. So I picked up the two 440s over the weekend. This is one of them, and I'll show you that later. And then today I decided what I want to do is open up the Dana 60. I don't know about you, but anytime I have a project car, seems like you always find some kind of a surprise in the rear end. So I thought that might be kind of fun. Pull the cover off. Let's see if it's got a limited slip, a full spool, if it still has 14 gears, what's in there. And then, I don't know if you've ever used these, but I recently found these LubeLocker gaskets for rear ends and trannies. These are super awesome. I have yet to see one leak on any of my cars, so I'm going to use that. I also think you guys are going to be surprised to learn what this 440 came out of, because it's also out of a pretty rare Mopar too. Okay guys, here's the Dana 60 rear end. In case you haven't watched the other videos and you're wondering what the cable wrapped around it is, multiple guys have told me that's how they used to attach parachutes back in the day to the cars. I just ran the numbers on the right axle tube. The build date is 10/30 of 68, which is the same build date on my fender tag. And unfortunately, you can't see them on camera what the stampings say. The Dana number that's stamped into it is 602-957-5, which is the 410 ratio power lock rear end. So let's pull the cover off and see if we have any surprises inside. Though it's got gear oil in it, so I guess that's a plus. Production or date code says 10/17 of 68. Everything's original in there. Can't tell if any of the teeth are blown off. Still look to be good. Well, let's see if we can jack up one side of the rear end and turn it. Got both wheels jacked up. Let's see. So far all the teeth on the ring gear look fine. The ring gear says 82768 Dana 30268. A3 D as in dog 2939-8. Let's try counting teeth then. If you start at the 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So that's definitely right for the ring gear. Really see the teeth on the pinion, let alone be able to identify one tooth from the rest, where I can count those guys. Let's see if I can try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's either 8 or 9. Trying to look for some kind of a distinguishing mark I can make out when it comes back around. Okay, that one tooth looks like someone may have drawn a line on it. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 teeth on the pinion, the pinion. Oh no, that seems weird. If you go 39 divided by 8, that's 4.87, which is strange if that's an original ring gear stamped with the production date. I don't know that you could change just the pinion. Maybe you could, I don't know. Well, I don't think I counted that wrong. Well, that's that, so let's clean the mating surface, try and wipe out some of this oil, and then install the new gasket. So see all this silicone goop on this rear end cover? Nice thing about this LubeLocker gasket is there's no need to use silicone or RTV on it at all. So this is the new gasket. It's some kind of I believe it's actually a real thin piece of metal, and then it's printed with like silicone on it, and you just install it dry and tighten it down and you're good to go. So I have a F550 truck I bought for doing all the moving, and I completely serviced that truck. I used one of these on the front diff and that, and then I have an E450 motorhome that we also drove back here with to move all of our pets and stuff, and that has I believe, a Dana 80 rear end in it, and I used one of those gaskets on that, and both vehicles didn't leak a single drop on the whole entire trip. And the Ford truck, we drove it from California to Pennsylvania and immediately back to California, and not a single drip on that housing in that truck. So I don't know if these are something new or if they've been around for a while, but they're super awesome and totally worth it in my opinion. This is some grease and wax remover I'm using, and that helps break up the gear oil that's residue that's still on here. I'm gonna run a piece of sandpaper over this because it's got a little bit of a rust on it. Okay, everything's cleaned up. Gasket's there. Cover back on. I'm just gonna leave everything crusty for now because this is how I want to show the car this summer at Carlisle, just the way I found it. And then probably after that show, I will start fixing this car up and making some changes. I don't plan on restoring it for probably a couple years at least. I just want to play with it, have some fun, and then see where I'm at in life then, and probably decide I want to tear it all apart then or what. But at the moment, I'm just gonna get the thing going, take it to that show, see what people think, see if anyone has any cool stories that they remember about this car. And I kind of, at the moment, it's kind of fun to just have it be ratty because people have said it reminds them of Joe Dirt's drag car. And I watched that movie the other day. And it's just kind of funny that that guy always had some kind of a Mopar, and he even had that 426 Hemi car in the movie. And it's just kind of funny that it does have that weathered, old, ratty Mopar look like he would drive. So I might just kind of play on that for a while too and just have some fun with that. But at the moment, I'm not taking anything serious with this car. It's just a fun toy for right now till I feel like going into a full-blown restoration, because I know how much work's involved in that. And at the moment, I don't have my shop up. That's got to get moved from California to Pennsylvania. I bought a brand new 40 by 60 steel building when I was out living out there, and wasn't able to get the concrete work done to be able to put the building up. So I'm working on getting the money together to be able to have my building kit shipped out here. And I've been talking to a local company that builds steel buildings. So we're working on getting all of that set up. And I don't know if it'll be in the summer or fall when that guy will come in and do all the dirt work and concrete and erect the building for me. So eventually I won't be working in a little one-car garage that's under the house. I have a nice 40 by 60 shop that's got 4 roll-up doors on the front and 1 on the side. And I'll be able to have the 2-post lift in there and be able to finally work on all my own project cars that I have. And that was why I made the decision in life to get out of doing auto body and paint for a living and make a change and do something different, because I just turned 40 not too long ago, and you don't really get to work on your own cars when you do it for a living. So I just want to work on my own cars in life and start making progress on my stuff. Okay, so that's back on there. So just gotta put some oil in this thing and call it good, and then I'll go over what I know about the 440 engines I just picked up. So I'm just putting in some 75 weight 140 synthetic oil. Some people said 80-90, some say 75 140, so I'm just gonna go with this for now. It's the first time I've used one of these squeeze bags. Kinda handy. Sure beats trying to pump it in. I guess you gotta probably roll the bag up and get what's left in there. Okay, there you go. Alright, so the rear end's been serviced, so at least we know the rear end's good now. Now I'm going to talk to you about the engines and something other crazy I found out when I was picking them up. Okay, so this 440 my cousin said was in the car when he got the car. Has a electric water pump. So it makes me think this is the one they were drag racing with at the end. But the interesting things about this 440. So if you can see, it's September 28th of 68 is the production date. That's the block casting number. But on certain here Mopars, you can kind of see it, they stamped the VIN into the blocks. And the VIN on this block is RS27L9G, which means that this came out of a 1969 Plymouth GTX convertible. So that in itself is a pretty rare car. So that kind of shocked me that it's out of one of those. And then up here, if I can get a good angle on it. Can't quite get it to show up. I can kind of see. It's E440. And then it says 11.5 HP. So that is one of the better 440 engines in 69. And the other engine, I don't believe is anything special, but that's the short block down there. That one's just a 1973 440. I don't even know what Mopars had a 440 in 1973. So, not sure what that one came out of. If you know, let me know. But at the moment, I'm going to stick with this engine because it is the HP. So it should be a better performance engine. And I'm going to take it apart and see what cam is in it and see if any of the pistons look like they're aftermarket pistons. I can't imagine they would put a very mild stock engine in a drag car, but who knows, since this was at the end of its life. It does have an Excel distributor, has a Edelbrock Torker intake, and a Holley carb. So hopefully it's got a big cam and some high compression pistons or something in it, but who knows. I almost forgot to tell you guys that sitting next to this car was a real Baldwin Motion Camaro. My cousin tried to get it from the guy, but the guy refused to move the car because it's sitting directly on top of his septic tanks. Unfortunately, the guy passed away, so who knows what happened to that car, but that's pretty crazy. So thanks for watching today, and I'll catch you on the next one.